Angiosperms. Colorful, beautiful, and decorative. But what makes us really love them so much? They're packed with epic diversity, thriving in environments from arid deserts to lush, nutritious rainforests. They can range in size from less than 1 millimeter like Wolfia to 300 feet like the eucalyptus tree. They're so impressive, so universally awe-inspiring, and you wonder why. They're evil. That's right, plants. Flowering plants are evil. Now I know this sounds crazy, but the facts are there. We don't know much about them. One of the scariest things about them is that we have no idea where they came from. In 1998, William Crepit said, "Solving the mystery of the origin of the angiosperms is the holy grail of botany." And before that, in 1976, Charles Beck said that we still have no definitive answer, referring to a suspicious lack of knowledge on the origins of angiosperms. But what we do know about angiosperms is troubling. Around 5 million years ago, flowering plants experienced explosive radiation, a sudden and extreme burst of evolution and diversity. To us, they seem to have just popped up out of nowhere. 160 million years ago, 95% of herbivores were high browsing. They fed on tall gymnosperms like cycads. Over time, the dinosaurs exploited these plants, and within 20 million years, herbivore communities evolved to specialize in low browsing. This put pressure on seedlings and impeded most young plants' abilities to achieve full height and maturity. This disturbed environment provided angiosperms with the perfect opportunity to establish dominance. While there is no direct proof linking changing dinosaur communities with the rise of angiosperms, the fall of cycads opened ecological niches and the angiosperms took advantage of them.
Humans have been instrumental to angiosperms that would have otherwise died out due to changing environments. Take avocados, for example. The seed for an avocado is huge. What creature could possibly be its natural distributor? To find that answer, you need to look back thousands of years ago to when there were creatures much larger than they are now. Things like giant sloths would eat avocados and in turn transport the seeds when it digested the fruit. So why do avocados still exist if their primary source of dispersal is long dead? The answer is very simple. Humans have picked up the slack and allowed for these angiosperms to live well after they should have died out.
The KT extinction. 65 million years ago, 70% of Earth's species were lost. This was the world's 5th mass extinction event, and the end of the dinosaurs. All this carnage, and yet plants are relatively unaffected. This mysterious survival of plants is quite questionable. First, most plant competition is eliminated and the angiosperms establish dominance. And then, nearly all animal witnesses die out. What is so frightening about this is that there were so few angiosperms present, and yet they still managed to organize and conquer. Imagine what they're capable of today.
It is a common misconception that because we eat angiosperms, we are therefore dominant over them. This, however, is very far from the truth. Angiosperms specifically evolved to have tasty fruits so that organisms would eat them, and therefore disperse their seeds far distances. In fact, that tingly sensation you get when you eat a pineapple, it's actually the enzyme bromelain breaking down the proteins in your tongue. Humans have decided they like these fruits so much that they purposefully devote large amounts of lands to only angiosperms. Not only do the humans provide a competition-free space for the plants, they also physically plant the seeds, water them, and make sure they have sufficient soil nutrients. 36% of the Earth's terrestrial surface is devoted to crops, and therefore angiosperms. But crops aren't the only place angiosperms dominate. Angiosperms also make up large portions of the world's forests and can be found in almost every type of terrestrial biome.
If you look back to the mid-Jurassic period, the great continent Pangaea began to split. It soon became the continents that we know today. This split of Pangaea provided a variety of new habitats, mostly uninhabitable for gymnosperms and other, more ancient plant species, but perfect for angiosperms. Was this just another flowering trick to gain power? What really happened to Pangea?
A common misconception about angiosperms is that they are harmless because they get their nutrients from the sun. In many cases this is true, but other angiosperms have alternative, more sinister ways of getting nutrients. Take pitcher plants, for example. They are carnivorous plants that have leaves which evolve to trap lies in them. Another example is mistletoe, which is a parasitic plant that attaches to trees, penetrates the bark, and absorbs water and nutrients from its victim.
Scientists say that angiosperms evolved at the right time. Well, I don't believe in coincidences that big.